Hello and welcome to the next Lukozer retro game review video, and for this one it is Canabalt, or perhaps I should more accurately say this is C64anabalt. So this isn't particularly retro, as you can see. This was published in 2011 and it's basically a conversion of an old Flash game, and of course, being a Flash game conversion, you would imagine that the gameplay is fairly simplistic. Well, in the case of this, to say the gameplay is simplistic is a masterpiece of understatement, but that doesn't always, mean that it's going to be shit. So right, let's get a game underway, and well, if you're not familiar with Canabalt, basically the idea is to just keep on running and get as far as you can. I only just made that jump, and the controls are fire to jump. That's it. Yeah, if you hit any of these like boxes or whatever, they will slow you down because you constantly pick up speed. The platforms, as well as the various obstacles, are randomly generated, so no two goes are alike. You have no idea what you're going to run into, which is fine to a degree, but it does sort of dramatically increase the amount of luck that's needed in order to progress, which hurts replay value. And let's be honest, when you're playing a game where the only control is fire to jump, replay value is at a premium at the best of times. Now, the furthest I've ever managed, I'm sure I did press the fucking fire button there, but there you go. The furthest I've ever managed was just shy of 2,500 meters. You have the counter at the top right of the screen, assuming that my fucking my webcam picture isn't in the way. Ah, fuck that right up. Now, as you may be able to tell, it does have that sort of appeal where you always want to have that one more go, which is certainly the case when when you first start the game up. It's a cartridge based game, so thankfully you're not sitting there for ages waiting for it to load, which is a good thing, because really with a game that has one control, you don't want to be sitting there for ages waiting for it to load before playing it. That particular obstacle that just falls from the sky, I've no idea what it is, but that is the most fucking annoying one of the lot. But yeah, this is it. Your character runs and you just gotta press the fire button to jump over the obstacles, which a lot of the time are gaps between the buildings, but occasionally they are things that boxes on the roof like that, and that is it. So when it comes to groundbreaking and involved gameplay, this has none at all. Does that make the game crap? No, I don't mind playing it, partly because I think it looks great. The fact that it's monochromatic is not a problem. That building was all cracked. When you land on it, it starts to collapse. So yeah, I think graphically it's great. I do like the animation on the running figure. and I think yeah, all of the like platforms and everything, they all look great. I think the monochromatic colour scheme suits the game really well. The little details like the birds on the rooftops flying off as you run towards them, you know, that all helps. The only thing I wish it had was some parallax scrolling on the background, but no, the background image is completely static. In terms of audio, there are no sound effects of any kind. It is just the music, but the music is pretty good. I made a right bollocks up of that. It's not a particularly long piece, but it just, you know, endlessly loops. But yeah, it's not bad. Again, it suits the game well. And the gameplay, I say, the gameplay is extremely basic. Just keep jumping over things. There's another one of those collapsing buildings. Oh, fuck it. But I mean, really, I have shown you everything that everything there is in this game. So, you know, if like me you do like simple games, then yeah, that could be fine. But there is a point when you think, okay, it's a bit too simple. You know, I would like some sort of variety. The only sort of variety in this is, well, the fact that all the obstacles are randomly generated and you never know what's coming next, and the speed at which he runs. That's it as far as, you know, variety goes, which isn't really a great deal, as I've made a right fuck up of that. So it looks good, and the music is pretty good, and yeah, the animation is great, and initially it's, you know, a fairly fun game, but there isn't a great deal to keep you coming back for more, and I suspect that once you've loaded it up once and had a few goes of it, you're not all that likely to come back to it too often, if at all. So how do I rate it? I mean, it's not utter shite, you know, oh, fucking hell, whereas the way I play it is utter shite. Yeah, so I mean, it's not absolute shite. It looks good, and it has some, you know, fairly okay music. So it's not one that I would say, you know, oh fucking hell, don't bother with this fucking load of bollocks. Yeah, I do think it is worth checking out, but don't expect the sort of game that's gonna, you know, have you just constantly returning to it time and time again. Well, maybe you will, but if you do, then I really don't want to see your fucking gaming collection. And I've lost count how many goes I've had of this fucking thing already, and well, I've got pretty much fuck all nowhere every single time. Like I say, my best was just like 2,500 meters, and I haven't got anywhere near that here, but that is again the result of the randomly generated obstacles and everything. So, yeah. So what do I rate it? I can't give it a huge rating because, like I say, while it does have several good points, it's not one of those games that you are going to want to play all that often. How the fuck was I going to get past the obstacles there? I can only just made that. So I will give it 6 out of 10. as I've already said, it does look good. The music, it's no your own tell, but I mean the music is still pretty good. Don't know what the fuck happened there. I think I've just managed to make the fucking game crash. Well, there you go. What a way to end the video. So yeah, I would give it 6 out of 10. As a novelty and as a fun little, rather small game, it's okay, but yeah, there's nothing to make you want to play it over and over. So that's C64anabalt, 6 out of 10. It's not bad, but there's nothing to make you want to play it more than a handful of times. Right, that is this review done, and we will be back, or I will be back, when I've decided what the next one's going to be.